On average, they say, we know 350 people. And we usually know people in one capacity. But each of us, we're so extraordinary, we're so multi-talented, yet we just know one side, usually, of each of those people. Like a very specific example, I talk to a person and they say, oh, what do you do? I'd say, here's my link. You can read about me. You can see all my projects. You see all my business roles. You can see everything. Not only that, in the moment we forget all the great things that we can do and things that we need and things like that. So this one profile can actually help you to do that, because the way it's going, let's have coffee, let's jump on Zoom, let's talk more, I'll circle back, and it rarely materializes into anything real. Here is just, oh, let me look at your WeCo profile. I can see instantaneously how we match. We start the conversation right there. At this time, there is so much potential and so much opportunity, but there is nothing that it's human enough. It's almost like people in technology built this amazing train, like super fast and super comfortable, supposedly, but it left without people.
The workplace is changing, by the minute with, AI taking different jobs over that people had done, and we just have to find new ways of being in the business world and being able to, again, use our gifts and make a living. So tonight, Simon is going to do kind of an overview of the site and share some new things that are happening in WeCo. This is just what I expect to be the first of many of these community calls where we'll get to know one another and see the really cool things that are happening on the platform, and find ways that we can plug in and help each other and also get the assistance that we need. So, well, I hand it off to you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, such a
Mhm.
warm. I just wanted to, yeah, you have emphasized an important thing, that doing what you love. That's how we're dividing our responsibilities, right? Because like Cindy likes to host and build communities, and that's, and I love building products and enjoying that part. And this way, nobody can do it by themselves. But when you really divide responsibilities and everybody does what they love, and what, just things started moving faster, and yeah, on every front. And being part of this community, like the responses and the results that we're just observing and seeing in the past few weeks, really, fast results inspire us to move forward. Like we've made the changes in the past couple of weeks to the platform that we haven't done in the past years, like, couple of years, really. So I'm just excited to share what we have. And again, the earlier we are here, the earlier we can influence what and how things will evolve. So that's really the beauty of one. Yes, it's not always like easy and smooth, but we can change things, we can improve, and so on. So I'm excited to share with you our new advanced search. So this is the way it works. And just see. So as soon as you start filling out your profile, I'm not gonna spend much time on filling this, because we've kind of did it in extents, and we have some videos if needed. We can help more. But here you are. You create your all your fill out the profiles. You fill out all the skills and roles and everything else. The resources, compensation that you want to get, investment if you want to make, potentially so on, other projects and so on. Okay, and the question is now what? So now let's say I've created a few different projects and I go and I start, let's say, first I definitely want to share it with my network. Like I wanted to have the share button and share my project and my profile with my network. But another thing is that I want to go and see who else is on the platform. And we actually started to have quite a few people since you guys even joined. You'll see many more, and these are real people, real projects. The way it actually works, it's super easy. Your profile and your project effectively becomes the search criteria for the search. So whatever, all these 23 roles and 4 compensations and languages and causes and things like that, this is what I just select once in my profile, And as soon as I hit on the click on search, it automatically already looks for the projects that fit my criteria. Again, and the more, we'll move forward. Here's the hub, it's automatically, and here it actually shows the matches that we have, like 12 matches in the about section. We have the matching between the roles and everything else. I can go and, go ahead and do the search. Let's say I want to do something that, beneficial presence in the world, for example. I can put it here. You'll see what happens. It just brings the hub, it's automatically kind of brings the hub fast, higher in the search results. And I can just basically do this, the keyword. I can go individually into those roles. Let's say I don't want to look for all those roles. I can clear. Cindy, you mentioned you need somebody to do the marketing. Say you're going to go and say social media strategist, right? You just click on the social media, done. That's all you got to do, really. And it resets the whole thing and looks for the projects that's looking for the social media manager. Uh, Now, when it goes to the people here, yeah, this was to look for projects based on my personal profile. This one is to look for people based on my projects. Say right now it's on WeCo. Look how many projects I have on WeCo. Of course, we can do an unlimited amount. Cindy, you have two, So far, I'm a champion. Hopefully, I'm not going to be champion soon. I just have too many ideas, and I know how easy it is to start launching it with WeCo and how easy it will become once we have more people. So the same thing. These are all the roles that were selected for WeCo, compensation, everything else. It's similar how you would look for, I don't know, the tickets in Kayak, or, sometimes in Amazon. Of course, it's not as robust yet, but it's very, very convenient. You just like go in here, you clear all your roles. Let's say you don't want, we go back to what I was saying, social media strategist. Let's see what comes up. These are the people that are on the platform. This is actually a great guy. Hadi, I know him. He's a really good, passionate marketer. I don't know how good these people are. Of course, it's a reminder we cannot vet these people. Like we don't vouch for these people. We're actually introducing the terms and conditions and everything. Simply, it's almost like in a dating site right now. We don't, we just because we're introducing two people to each other or whatever, we cannot vouch that they are of good quality. Of course, we'll introduce the certification here, in vetting process and additional vetting, and people will have a little sign that they've been vetted by WeCo. We don't have this yet, but at least you can already start based on languages and compensation. Now we can go and refine the search and say, what if somebody wants to do, like get paid by the goods? I don't know. Let's see who else comes up. So you have, okay, well, those two guys disappeared. That's how you refine different search, and so on, tags and objectives and so on and so forth. So this is pretty, I don't know, I love this. I was always looking for me, I don't want to spend too much time understanding how we match with people. I don't like the small talks. I don't like, the blah, 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 the stories. By the time you actually get to the point, you can waste so much time to realize that you are not a match. So here it's just like you define the roles that you want, the compensation, languages, clauses, tags, and then you see the match, you start the conversation right from the like, okay, now that we're a match, let's get to action part. Because it's always there's the promotion that has to be done, or the product that has to be built or completed, or the funding that has to be raised or received, or there is so much, or the documents that have to be adjusted. There is this seemingly endless task list that has to be done. But as soon as you meet one right person, just one, that's where it starts with one right person, things start moving so much faster and so much better. Because in addition for them taking a big chunk of work, it's also psychologically you're in a whole different universe, really. You're in a whole different universe, meaning that sometimes we'll have up or down days. Sometimes we have different hurdles and everything. Life sets in, all is different, and we can use it as an excuse, or maybe it's a valid thing that would happen. The bottom line, our project is stalling. As soon as you have just another person who is also passionate about the things that we do, it just puts it usually on a fast track. They just say, okay, sometimes you need to encourage them to encourage you again psychologically, and you also start seeing that things moving forward without you lifting a finger. It's just that feeling. I don't know. Just that's. I feel like that stops many great projects from actually advancing much better and much faster. So this was the idea behind this search. Again, you can try it for yourself, see how it works for you. The only thing that you do, again, I'll summarize. If you have your personal profile completed, it looks based on your personal profile. And if you have your project or projects and you're looking for people, you just click and then then you can select any one of your projects. So whatever, wisdom vlog, whatever it is. And I'll see based on my selections, who is it, again, it's looking for the same people, because here we are more active people. But again, every day, every week, more people are joining right now, and we'll hear more and more and more and more people. So that's kind of my excited updates. Then if you go to a little bit, the profile, it all became a little nicer and a little easier to select here. The only thing that you don't even need to, like the drop downs, things like that, you simply select the necessary causes or whatever, and it's there. There are no drop downs menu. There is nothing like that. You simply select, and you're good. So more things to be developed with the platform. If you are looking for some specific feature, again, the earlier you are on WeCo, the more influence you have over how it will evolve. And we anticipate it evolving pretty fast. Uh, any questions?
What are you looking at next?
What we're looking at next is we are actually ramping up the momentum on social media. We have a lot of, over the past 12 years, since basically I'm working on WeCo, we have so much content that first it was ridiculous. Then it was, because it was 12 years ago, and I was like, oh, there will be a time when machines will start taking over, jobs away from people. And it was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's it's 2013, 14 is like, who is talking about this? People in a different world, whatever, most of AI, like what kind of AI, artificial intelligence, things like that. So, and as the things was evolving, I was testing and trying the whole thing, and now it's just like, yeah, do you have any solution? Do you have anything that will actually help us to find ourselves in this new economic reality, to diversify our incomes, to really explore our personalities? There's like so much that can be done at this time. There is so much potential and so much opportunity, but there is nothing that it's human enough. It's almost like the train that people in technology built, this amazing train, like super fast and super comfortable, supposedly, but it left without people. That's like my analogy right now. So it has to like turn around and say, wait a second. There are 9 billion people here on Earth, on planet Earth, and not everybody is like sitting day and night with AI and whatever. It still need to be adapted for society, for communities, for regular people, folks, and everything. There is not much that has been done in that particular aspect. So to answer your question, we are taking all of this material, all the thoughts, a lot of tests and trials and ups and downs and failures and successes, and we're turning this into a very valuable, useful content that we'll start sharing on our social media and helping people to, in a real way, not through lectures or anything, but in a very real way, to say, you know what? Yeah, it's my turn to be good. It's my turn to be good to myself. It's my turn to be good to my family. It's my turn to realize the dreams that I always have. It's just my turn. And I have WeCo again that will help me to do that. So I'm very excited about, the whole team is actually very excited to
Yeah,
also.
I did have another question for you though,
Sure.
about sharing WeCo, because I just learned this myself, right? The idea
Okay.
that I could share my profile and somebody who's not in WeCo can actually see it. So then it becomes more like, I mean, a really awesome, card. You're right,
Let me just go
like a
over. Yeah.
business card, an amazing business card, right?
Thank you. Thank you for pointing this out. It just,
Hmm.
there's,
Hmm.
it's really, it's the best. Of course, we all toot our own horns in a way, and some people more, some people less. And usually I'm not the person, but I'm just so excited. There are so many specific features, little things that make WeCo useful, including, the sharing part, where you can share it on social media, both your profile and your project, and they, because they interlinked, people can find each other. And you can simply copy a link, send it, and somebody who is searching, they don't even need to register to see what's the project is about. Let's say I'm sharing my profile. Let me just give you an example, like a very specific example. I talk to a person, I meet a person, and they say, "Oh, what do you do?" And instead of me telling them, like, what do I do? I'd say, here's my link. You can read about me. You can read about things that I care. You can see all my projects. You see all my business roles. You can see everything. And how much time does it usually take to explain? Not only that, in the moment we forget all the great things that we can do and all the great things that we can offer and things that we need and things like that. So this one profile can actually help you to do that. But then there is more. Not only it shows the whole matching capability of a platform, shows to exactly how you can solve these two people again. Because the way it's going, at least the way I observe, let's have coffee, let's jump on Zoom, let's jump on a call, let's talk more, I'll circle back. And it's rarely gets, materializes into anything real. Here it's just, oh, let me look at your WeCo profile. If I have my own or project, I can see instantaneously how we match. We start the conversation right there. How many hours does it save? And not only hours, like it eliminates this whole layer of nonsense that that you don't need. Again, it's the 21st century. We cannot conduct our business the way it was 100 years ago in many ways. We cannot, just because the time is moving forward, and if we have an idea, probably another 10,000 people have the same idea, and probably some 10,000 people who work in this idea. And because the entry cost to market is so, it's really has dropped. By the time that you sit and think and kind of, take your time, somebody else can already write this book, launch this band, open that restaurant. By the time that you're just thinking this way, it's like, hey, you have the same passion. Oh, wow, great. I can help you with this. You can help me with that. Let's collaborate. Let's start moving forward. So, and the same thing with, I'll use an example of the Body First Dance School, right? Not too many people know that, but I take ballroom dancing. Not that I'm serious about this, but I enjoy this, thing, but specifically on this, like I know nothing about. Again, I'm just simply a student who take lessons, who like whatever does this thing, but I would like this Body First Dance School to be someone to launch it. I can provide some strategic advice. I can provide, my roles are all indicated, but if there will be an instructor who will actually run the school, because I believe that in dancing, sorry, I'm using this example, instructors are too much focused on the steps, where I believe that the body has to feel and move first and steps have to follow. Anyway, this is what the technicalities of dancing. But all I'm saying is that each and every one of us has great ideas. And before WeCo, it's like, okay, I have a great idea. I guess, somebody else one day. And then we see somebody realize this idea and we say, oh gosh, I had the same idea. I get that you had the same idea, but somebody actually took their time, took their really, sometimes everything that they've gotten and put it on the line and realize this idea. Today, you don't need and you don't have to put everything on the line. You can simply launch it here and somebody comes and say, hey, Simon, what a great idea. I'm a dance instructor. I don't know anything about business. Let's team up, let's launch this school. Before we know it, this school will be around and and I could be happy, not only student, but co-owner of that school. That's really, one specific example. So, and of course, like, but back to your question, I can share this, share in WhatsApp and email, of course, and it's just funny. I need to change this. WeCo was created before Twitter became X. That's just how like time tested the whole thing is, right? I just noticed it myself. We don't have X. This is like Twitter. I wonder where it will take me right now. Oh, it does take me to X. Okay, good. Back to your question. You can share everything and make it easy for people not only see what you can do, but how exactly they can help and move your project forward. And this is the most important thing that we all want. We want our projects to feel like we're not just, oh, okay, just a gig. I need to take a job and I need to whatever, and this is just like my side gig, and I'm prepared for this to never actually materialize or turn into anything, and whatever, and all this story. No, I'm putting it on WeCo. I'm looking for the right people. I'm letting my entire network, letting them know what I'm working on, and the right person, just one, can turn everything to whatever. Cindy, again, you and I, what happened with us. For you, it catalyzed certain great things in your life and in your projects and everything. It certainly catalyzed great things for WeCo, and that's how it goes. But we cannot waste our lives to find each other. We don't have that many years, even if we have 100 years or 120 years, we don't have that much time to be looking for years for each other. That's why one of the reasons WeCo exists. Sorry, I'm just excited because I see what's happening.
So, you know what I love about that is somebody who's maybe thinking about a business or somebody who's in transition and doesn't want to put together a website or something like that. Like they just using the WeCo profile is, I mean, it's got so much more stuff even than what a lot of people's websites have, really. And the other thing is that I'm full of ideas. I have so many ideas. I hadn't even thought about this until you said it, that I could just start putting ideas up there, even if I'm not going to use them, right? Just to have them there to see somebody do it. And maybe I just do the piece that I love to do, in
That's
helping
right.
to see this idea materialize. And it doesn't mean that I have to do it, but I'm integral in bringing it to life. So I think that's awesome.
Absolutely, and we'll facilitate it somebody who is excited because I meet a lot of people that we want to encourage people. We really have this internal thing between even us, like with Emily, things that involve people that are involved with Wiko since, forever. It's like, oh, I had a great idea. And it's like, put it on Wiko. And we started it started with a joke. It's just the start, but then it's like, of course, that's where it belongs. You put it on WeCo, and then you see somebody else just say, "Oh, and forget about stealing." Nobody like, I don't believe in stealing ideas because if you really have a vision for something, if you really have like your certain way, somebody who is taking this idea from you would be stupid not to invite you to that idea and to the execution of this idea. They say, you know what? Even if you're just that person that will be involved in just like 1 hour per month in that phone call, I just want to make sure because if you gave birth to this idea and you're passionate, you're excited about, you want that person to be in your team. You want that person like you need to pay to find that person if you don't have them. And here is like taking the stealing. Again, we're not protecting, we're not warranting that nobody will borrow ideas from people. But I started putting all of them. I don't have time to. to realize all of them. I simply don't. And I'll be excited if somebody will take those ideas and run away. But I think we're getting again to the culture where if you have a passionate, excited person about your idea, you would be stupid not to get them involved and be part of this and, on fair terms and make sure that, everybody's giving the right credit, things like that. I think it will be very, very. So yeah, put it on WeCo. More than that, we have a way, it's only because we're talking about this, we have a way of starting a project without even an idea. Let's say I have, a good friend of mine, Evgeny, on this call, who like we work in completely different worlds and say we would like to work together. And we haven't found really the idea that excites both of us. So on WeCo, we can create a project, team up on one of the project, and actually describe this. These are our shared causes. These are our shared roles. This is kind of you already, because WeCo works like a puzzle, we can already indicate existing pieces of a puzzle between our roles, between everything the two of us offer to the table. So we just don't have an idea. And then the next person says, oh, great. One guy can do this, another one can do that. I have a terrific idea for you. And this is the missing piece of a puzzle. Boom, before you know it, this idea is like, oh, okay, let's do that. It sounds great. Because we cannot cover everything by ourselves. And this erroneous notion that we can do everything ourselves and should be the super people and do everything ourselves in this early rise and kill yourself and do whatever it takes and whatever. I think it's a trap. It's the biggest trap, one of the biggest traps in business. Because if you really think of, the biggest people that build trillion dollar companies, they all go back and say, I have a terrific team. We have a terrific team. Everybody repeats the power of a team. And those people say, yeah, I'm the early riser and I'm gonna do everything by myself. And they do, and they work extremely hard and they do whatever. But the reality, they don't succeed as much as the people who understand the power of a team. That's the truth of it. Look at the statistics. And your next idea, just put it on WeCo. Some people say I need to patent it first, I need to whatever. I don't need to, all my ideas here's on WeCo, they're on my profile. If you like it, take it. If you're smart, then let me know that you're taking it. Maybe I can help you realize it. So that's kind of whatever. Any other questions? Great
I was
questions.
say, birds of a feather flock together, right? So you're
Exactly.
likely to attract people that have that same kind of mindset, that are generous, right, with their ideas and their talents, and it just lifts everybody. So
Exactly.
thank you
And
for
that,
that. Thank you. I love that.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for, continue cultivating this and encouraging this and inspiring and even the way you approach this thing is just, somebody joined the thing. Okay, let's give them let's respect their time. I love those little details. That's speaks volumes. I love those little details. This is very important. And then before we know it, if the people don't like this, just being normal, respectful humans and just working and enjoying their life, whatever, close the window and move on. And we're happy with that. I would be happy with that because life is short to not to really work and be involved with people that you enjoy being with.
That is awesome, Simon. Thank you. I think I don't know if anyone has any questions, but I feel like we got a pretty good overview tonight. I'm excited about what's coming, and that little piece of being able to share my WeCo profile with people, and that's going to be the easiest way I think to be able to work with people that I want to work with. That's the other thing, is sharing it with friends and people that I know have different talents, that then we can collaborate on different projects, which is great. So you get to work with people that you know, and appreciate. So that is another benefit. The benefits just keep, I mean, it just keeps coming, right? I keep thinking,
I
oh,
just want, I just want, I just want also one important more, if you don't mind. On average, they say we know 350 people, and we usually know people in one capacity. That's really like we know. I know that Cindy's reverend. I know that this person is a male person. I know that this person is the teller in the bank. I know this person is a pilot in the airlines. But each of us, we're so extraordinary. We're so multi-talented. Yet we just know one side, usually, of each of those people. Imagine that like WeCo now helps us to see all the 360 of every person and show how they each match to each of our projects. Just boom, just think about this, that every person, because every real person, like people, your neighbors, your classmates, your colleagues, your former colleagues, your whatever, you know everybody, you just know it's like, wow, they have all these skills and they have all these ideas, and look, and I match in this unexpected often context. I match with their project. We just went to school together. I didn't know from anything that we could be planting trees together in Africa, but this happens to be my passion, and that person is doing this, and it's like it turns out that they need somebody to whatever. It's like, okay, I wouldn't know in a million years that they're doing this, or they just have an idea and they never able to share it. So just imagine like we can take the whole collaboration truly to like a next level, not just knowledge. Okay, I know this person is just one capacity. No, I don't even need to know. I just put my stuff on WeCo and just see how I match with all the people. I don't even need to worry about knowing or not knowing. Yeah,
love
sorry.
it.
Thank you.
Oh, no, sorry. That was great. That's, it's very exciting. And I think you've planted a lot of really great seeds tonight. I am curious to see, what sticks, what grows for people. And I know my wheels are turning. I'm thinking of people I want to introduce it to. I'm thinking about projects that I have been sitting on for years and years and thought, God, I wish somebody would just do this. It doesn't have to be me. I just want to see it done. So all of those things excited about, and being able to share my profile with people and really think about what it is that I have to offer and what I want to offer is the other thing. So
One last thing though.
appreciate you.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you, thank you. It's cool. One last thing. It's maybe not the last, but I think it's cool. As soon as you launch a project, let's say I want to plant trees. Uh, you know, plant the trees. I don't know, in Africa, whatever it is. I want to create any project. I just have an idea, right? I wish that somebody would do certain things. Today is like, okay, I wish the wish ends with wish. What happens right now in WeCo, it generates right now, it's like creates this project and everything. The next thing you know, it's 1 second. So what happens is right now we have this prompt, because usually, especially, we have this prompt which helps you to really write the description. You don't even need to think about anything. It automatically generates the prompt. You can put it on, your favorite AI and generate, create me a WeCo description for a project that plants seeds in Africa. It can already gives you so many ideas that you can prompt right back in. The indicate, I told you, right? It indicate quickly all the, let's say, I'll just use a specific, let me just use the, peace and then prosperity and then world exploration and clean environment. I just like indicated here, put different tags. All I'm saying is in 5 minutes, the team is already generates all the roles that you need. The team section. Let me see. The team generates all the roles that you need here. We will adjust that part. You just put the resources again, the compensation, maybe like revenue share if you have, or goods accommodation. Pretty much you put your picture. That's how long it takes you to put the profile on WeCo. That's really all it is. So if you really take 10 minutes for every 10 minutes, instead of talking about this every time, for 10 minutes, you just put your project on WeCo and you properly, the picture, it has the description, it's automatically becomes searchable. It's automatically becomes searchable. Do you want to say something, Renee?
Is that a new part of it? Because that wasn't there, I don't think,
Yes,
before.
yes, yes, it is a new thing.
Wow.
We're
That's
doubling down.
awesome.
I'll repeat, we're doubling down right now on, like, we have a amazing people that also love our, people that are incredible developers, very talented. And they say, I love the idea of WeCo, how I can help. I want to contribute to this. I want this to grow. Because it's like, this is the idea, this is the idea. And that's why, they're joining right now, joined. And at this point, things started moving very fast from the, platform side. So we can change things pretty much on the fly.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
yeah.
Just even what you went over, I'm just trying to take it all in. I'm like, oh my God, since I was on last, there's so many new options. That's
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Renee. That's, again, the way it works, and I don't know, Cindy, perhaps you have a better explanation. It works in spirals, in like a spiral, because it's like one person. What I mean by that, I don't know, that's kind of the visual. We all sort of move together where one person encourages the next person, and then the next person encourages the next person, and we're all ultimately the high tide, lifts all the boats. Like the progress in your Renee, world, whatever that you do with your project automatically affects us here, and just say, wow, look what Renee is doing. She's developing, her project, and it's vice versa. And it's just, okay, it's so much exciting thing, that compounded effect of having the community, or having the right people just effectively doing what we each love doing. Just that's all, not more and not less. We just do what we love to be doing, and creating the things that we wish existed. And I see how Cindy's, you're writing your book, you're doing your things with center, everything else. So much like, wow, that's inspiring. And that's how it goes. So thank you, Renee. I need to, shut my mouth. I'll let you speak if you want to share something.
no, I'm taking it in. I'm enjoying this. It's new. It's a new side of it. And then there's always new energy. And I think that that's what people can miss by missing something like this, is the opportunity to connect with the energy that, and I found this just by talking to you guys, Cindy, you and Simon, that things happen just when the energy is moving. And if you're plugged into all these different parts on WeCo, and now just seeing that I don't have to think these crazy things. I could just plug it in. If I want to go plant a tree, holy, I can go plant a tree in Africa. And somebody else might want to do that with me. That's nuts. What? Just like that, it's mind blowing, like how fast these things evolve. And I probably have been like MIA for 2 weeks, maybe. And it's just like already this amazing thing where I'm just like, oh my God, I got to get back on there and check this out, because that's amazing. It takes the how, where, like, I'm not good at that part, like Cindy, like the social media, right? I'm not great at that. The how is just somebody else has the how, because you plug in and somebody else has, how am I going to do that? Because I don't like to do that, or I don't want to do that, or I don't know how to do that, all those things. And it's right there. And the option is, wow, somebody literally wants to plant trees with me. That's nuts. That's amazing. I love it. I love it. Because I'm like a nature freak. So I'm like, of course, the trees. I'm like lit up by the trees. I'm like, oh my God, somebody's going to Africa to plant trees. And I know you just pulled it out of your head, but I'm so excited for going to Africa to plant trees.
I kind of did, but kind of didn't. That's what I'm saying. We have so many ideas, and the beauty is that we don't know each other's ideas, And so what WeCo really does, that instead of each and every one of us thinking that, oh my God, how I'm going to do it, it's like, oh, I'm excited to meet that person that will do that part. It completely, like speaking of a paradigm shift, it completely changes our thinking from sitting and being paralyzed. It's like, oh, I don't know anything about this. This is like, this is new to me. I'll break a secret. I know nothing about coding. Look at the platform, because we teamed up with terrific people who love what they do, provide vision, marketing, different everything, and we team up together and we build great things together. So my mind doesn't work. It's like, oh, I don't know anything. It's like, no, put it on WeCo. There will be a person who is excited to do social media specifically for the. And you know what? The most interesting thing, that could be a person that you already know. That's the mind-blowing thing, because you just didn't have the way to find out. It could be the very one of the people that you never in a million years, or it could be their cousin or whatever. All you need to do is to share in your social media and say, you know what, this is what I'm working on. These are my roles. This is either my personal profile or this is my project. That's all I got to do sometimes. And somebody says, oh wow, I have an idea for you, I spoke to somebody else. So you don't know. And then more people, and of course that's why we created this search, because once we all invite our friends and family, somebody says, you know what, I don't like anything from what Simon is building, but let me jump on the hub, or right, share queers, right, and and do their part, and do like, and join Renee's team. It's like that's how I found. I don't want to be involved in social media and so whatever, but I want to help Renee to put her salons around the world, around the country. That's what I want to do. And it's like, whoa. And so that's
It
that's
is like, whoa, and the energy around it is always quite visceral and palpable for me. I'm just like, almost
thank
like, whoa, there's a lot of energy in it, and I have a deep appreciation for that. I just want you to know it's received. It's not going on deaf ears. I'm taking it
you.
all in, and it's received, and I appreciate everything that you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate yeah, I think it's great people, great stuff. I'm very fortunate, very blessed. Things are moving forward, great people. It's just that's what you give, what you give is what you get. Really, what you give to the world is what you ultimately get. Great people, doing their things. I do my things. I don't pretend to know all the answers. I just do my thing. What WeCo does, one of the things again, it deprives everyone of all the excuses. And me personally, I'm just like, that's my mission, to tell her, okay, what's your excuse not to do the things that you love? What is your excuse? So, and 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 they'll say, oh, I don't know, I don't have time. Really? You cannot put 10 minutes put your project? Oh, I don't know how to do it. These are your roles. This is how I was actually creating the features, because I was asking people, it's like, what stops you from really realizing your projects or whatever? And as people were telling, my mind was, okay, how do we solve for that? That's really how these features were kind of, in a way, many of them, from my experience, but also from asking people, what stops you? Oh, you don't have 10 minutes really to put it now. It's like, yeah, really, I don't have 10, 15 minutes to put my favorite, like my project on the week, or really. Who am
No,
BS here?
I think people get waylaid, like you said, in the overwhelming, there's too much, and then that one step, which now, as we see on this platform, can be a lot easier than just, oh my God, I have these 15,000 things I have to do, and then you're just numb to it because there's just way too much to do.
But
I'm speaking for myself, that it's just like, oh my God, there's so much. I don't know how I'm gonna do it all. So that I'm like a deer in headlights, stuck, you know?
that's exactly, so the new paradigm, you just put it on WeCo, indicate the things that you want to do, and then, because if you truly enjoy doing this, you don't need to force or reminding them. That's the beauty. That's how we really encourage people to refine their roles. Because if I don't like to be doing something, I don't indicate it as my role. So it's really okay. So and the thing is that um if I'll just summarize that doing what we love to be doing, for me it's very important in life, because otherwise life is not worth living. Indicated the roles that we love to be doing, that's the part of WeCo. Right now, between 10 minutes putting your project and then letting it basically float. And next thing you may know, just receiving notifications that person A wants to join your project in a role B. That's all you sometimes need to do to like, that's your involvement. It doesn't need to be more or less. Thank you. So time to wrap up. I've been talking too much, but it's just the beginning. Renee, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Evgeny, everybody, thank you for joining. For my part, we're not even getting started. If you think that this is all, it's the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg.
Simon,
Back
we're
to,
going to be doing these calls, what, twice a month, once a month, something like that, right?
yeah,
So be
let's.
on the
I think
lookout.
we're looking into twice a month now. We'll see how that
Mhm,
goes, and we'll more or
mhm.
less we'll see what the frequency will be. The next one we're anticipating June 9th, 7 p.m.
Great. Very
Yeah,
good. So bring friends.
yeah,
Work on your profiles, and we'll connect again and see
yeah,
what wants to happen next.
yep.
All right, are we
Thank you
good?
guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.